Columbia University, the administration, from the very first moment has done the absolute minimum. The absolute minimum. That's it. They have two metrics. And it pains me as a professor to say this. Really, not as an Israeli, not as a Jew, as a professor, it pains me to say this. But in the past 6 months, I've learned that Columbia University and all the other universities care about two things and two things only: PR and money. That's it. When they tell you how much they care about student safety, what they mean is how much they care about not being in the New York Times when a student gets assaulted. And when they tell you how much they care about students, what they mean is they care a lot about student tuition. That's it. And they have done the absolute minimum to make sure that they stay out of the New York Times and that they keep having tuition and donors. But that's it, because Columbia, the president of Columbia, knew about this on October 11th. We made sure, I personally made sure, that she knows that the first protest on October 12th, that she knows what that means and what it will escalate to. And she decided not to do anything about it. And when they kept increasing their rhetoric and making it more and more violent, the president of Columbia, partially, not only me, but partially because I've been putting a spotlight on this, and partially because I've been getting a lot of help from other professors from behind the scenes, she knew everything. She knows what's happening. She's done nothing. Over 6 months, it's taken her to use the word Hamas. Luckily, this past Friday, April 5th, is the first time that President Minouche Shafik from Columbia used the word Hamas. We finally got her to admit that Hamas has something to do with this. It took President Biden 1 day. It took Mayor Eric Adams 1 or 2 days. It took President Shafik of Columbia 6 months. Now, at least she said something. And she also suspended 4 students. As if that's the problem. 4 students. For months, we've been telling the university, look at the suspended organizations that are still operating on campus. Look at the dozens of radical extremists that are organizing. And she's done nothing. Now, does anyone have a guess why all of a sudden? She's testifying in front of Congress in a week and a half. That's the only reason. PR and money, remember. That's the only reason why all of a sudden she acknowledges that Hamas exists. And that's the only reason why all of a sudden there's some consequences.